Hi, my name is Randy Warren, and I serve at Resurrection United Methodist Church in San Antonio, Texas. I gave my life to Christ in February of 1970 at the Chapel of the Wesley Foundation in Stephen F. Austin, Nacogdoches, Texas. Shortly after that, I gave myself time to consider what I was being called to and what was God expecting of me when I did a covenant service. The heart of that covenant service was to say, to use me or lay me aside as you will, God. I wondered at the time when I made that promise whether that would be a promise I could keep. To the best of my ability, now 44 years later, I found that I could keep that covenant, and in fact that's the way God has used me. As I come to the end of this, my career, I'm finding myself addressing the Southwest Texas Annual Conference as it transitions into the Rio, Texas Conference. I'm pleased to see that happening in my lifetime. When I began ministry, the church was much stronger in terms of its outward appearance. But in my opinion, it was much weaker because spiritually it had not yet overcome the sins of racism that had been afflicting our church for centuries. Now, as we come into the beginning of a new century and a new era in the American history story, we find ourselves as a church with much fewer resources than we've had in the past. But I'm convinced that spiritually we are more prepared than ever to face the challenges that are before us. Before I leave this place of service, which I've given my life to, there's just a couple of comments I would like to share with the annual conference. The first is, and you would expect this of an old-fashioned Methodist like myself, is to remember the name John Wesley. John Wesley was the founder of our denomination. We don't credit him with being a particularly great mystic or being more spiritual than anyone else. What we think and remember about him is that he was a man with a warm heart. And he encouraged us as Methodists to have warm hearts ourselves. Warm hearts towards God, warm hearts towards God's people, and warm hearts towards the world. I've always taken that seriously. I was a student of two great professors at SMU, and I remember them both, Albert Outler and Schubert Ogden. They represented the yin and the yang of the Methodist Church. One, a very heartfelt simplicity directed at obtaining the love of God. The second, a hard-nosed reality looking at the claims of God in our life. And from both, I learned a way to match and balance and present the claims of Christ in my life. I've never been one who was proud to say I talked about relationships or how we should live better lives. I always tried to focus on what I believe God was saying to our people, and I'm trying to do that this day. As I come to the end of my career as a United Methodist minister, I would like to thank the many men and women who have contributed to my life, my faith, my courage, my perseverance in faith through these many years. And as I go forward in our years ahead that lie before us, I ask your prayers for myself and my family as I pray for you, that together we might maintain this cause of Christ until His coming again. Thank you for the opportunity to serve. I look forward to seeing you in heaven. Randy Warren.